Back in the early days, Brian was he played in the Planets, so he was a sax player for a long time, and then he became a jeweller. And then when he was a jeweller, he decided he wanted to build a boat. Started building a boat in his front yard, a 25-foot Roberts, and he come to a point where he needed a flexible coupling. The only ones at that point in time were available out of the UK or America, which back in the early 80s was very hard to get and expensive, and travel time was long. So he decided to design his own. Being a jeweller and a designer, he designed his own. He had it made and showed the guy that he bought his engine off, and the guy was so impressed, asked for him to make him some, and that's where it started. So he never intended to make or become into this business, and he just fell into it. I joined the company in around 95, and I used to play pool, and I met a guy while I was playing pool and was saying that that they were looking for someone to run a BMX business that Brian also owned. We ran that for a few years, and then aluminium frames come onto the scene, and at that point in time Brian wanted to expand this side of the business, the Polyflex side, because we used to get all our urethane work done outside. A big focus of our business is customer service and getting the product to the customer as fast as possible. So I slowly progressed from the mould shop into talking on the phone, taking orders, doing boat shows.
I basically have been around Polyflex my whole life because Jason's worked here my whole life. So I've sort of been familiar with the product, familiar with what Dad did and all of that. Started in the mould shop, started sweeping floors, started demoulding just where everyone else does, and worked my way up from there. So yeah, I basically went into Jason and Brian and said, I want more than just sweeping the floor, more than demoulding. I want to learn it. I want to be able to sell it. I want to be able to do what you guys do. And yeah, just over the years, worked my way up. So it was probably only about 3-4 years ago now that I started actually getting more onto the sales side of things and the invoicing and learning the product itself, but I've got an extensive background in pouring it, putting it together in order to be able to modify it to suit someone's needs. So I'm not just someone behind a computer sending data sheets.
And then he had a heart attack and had a quadruple bypass, and when that happened, I basically sort of just stood up and started running the company for him with his daughter, and that's where it's been from there.
Brian is my grandfather, even though he's not by blood. I view Brian as my grandfather, Tracy's my auntie, Jason's my father. It's all family. We'd all go to bat for each other. We treat each other like family, and once again, even the boys out the back, they're not an employee to us. They're a part of Polyflex. They've helped grow Polyflex to what it is, and without those boys out the back, we'd be nothing today.
So some of the traits Brian brings to the company and installed in us would be probably the passion. He's very passionate about his business, loves what he does. He's very passionate about being an Australian-made company. We would never take the company offshore. We believe in our product. We've got a very good product. And our goal is to help people where we can. Customer service in the world has gone downhill dramatically, but it's something that we are very passionate about, to help our customers and to have repeat customers.